I finally read my first John Steinbeck and I chose The Pearl. This is a short novella from him that he wrote in the 40s. I think. I could be wrong. I'll fact check myself. So this book is inspired by old Mexican folklore, but also the biblical story of the pearl of high value from Jesus' gospel. In this story, we follow a family, an indigenous family in Mexico. The main character of the story is Kino. He and his family and the community that he lives in are fishers and divers for like oysters, and they shuck oysters to find pearls to then sell to the jewelers, and that's how they make their money. We follow Kino and his family as it's just like any other day. He goes and dives, he opens the oyster, and he finds this giant pearl, and he already knows that this is going to set his family up for life. We are following Kino and his attachment to this pearl and how the fragile hope for a better life for him and his wife and his young son, and the greed of holding on to that ultimately is disastrous. For me personally, I feel like this book is kind of the epitome of, even though something comes to you, does not mean that it is for you. The physical pearl found in this book kind of represents both the future and tragedy. The pearl itself proves to be something very destructive in its power. So the pearl for Kino and his family represents not only wealth, but the chance to send his son to school eventually to get a better life, to bring their family out of poverty. The novel kind of holds up a mirror to capitalism and kind of the greed of bigger corporations in a way. That's kind of what I personally took from it. But the pearl for the community is something that they envy. So people are trying to scam Kino and his family. People are trying to harm Kino and his family so they can have the pearl. It's a very short read, but it's extremely impactful. It is a tragedy. If you do read this book, definitely skip the introduction. Read that afterwards because you'll get a spoiler for the book, and I'm not going to give any spoilers now because I did get it spoiled for me, which is unfortunate. I really enjoyed this novella, and I found it to have a really good representation of how greed and ambition, while even if it's done with good intentions, how it can have disastrous results. It's not written in a way that's hard to understand. It's very clear, simple, but very impactful. So I definitely recommend checking this book out, and I cannot wait to read more by Steinbeck in the future. I'm thinking about East of Eden next. We'll see.